Hello, grade 3. So, today we're going to start with this topic in Unit 8 Air and Water. The topic is water cycle. You must have watched the YouTube videos, you must have written the notes. Now, you're going to listen to me explaining what water cycle is all about. As you can see here, I've given a what is a cycle that keeps going round and round, right? It never stops. So the water cycle is also a continuous process that keeps happening all through the day and night. As you can see, there are different parts of a cycle, water cycle, which we'll be learning in detail. Water never leaves the earth. It is constantly being cycled through the atmosphere, ocean, and then the land. So, how does the cycle happens? From the atmosphere through the ocean to the land. So, it is like a cycle that's going around. This process is known as water cycle. And for anything to function, you need energy. So, where does the water cycle get its energy from? For the water cycle to happen, it needs energy from the sun. So this whole cycle is driven by the energy from sun. The water cycle is very crucial to the existence of life on our planet. Without water cycle, we won't have rain, right? And rain is very essential for all the plants and all the living beings on earth. So water cycle is a very important natural phenomenon. There's another picture of water cycle. You can find some new words here. Condensation, evaporation, collection, precipitation. Is it too much for you? Wait, I'll explain it to you. The water cycle is composed of many parts. So you're going to learn the first part of it, which is evaporation. Evaporation has, can you see here? EVAPORA. Shen is TION, okay? Evaporation. There is a word that is hidden here. It is called vapor. Now we learned in the previous unit, when water is heated, water changes into water vapor. So this is nothing. So if you remember that, you will be able to remember what evaporation is. When during part of the water cycle, the sun heats up the liquid water and changes it into a gas. What is the gaseous form of water? Water vapor. And this process is called evaporation. Water that evaporates from Earth's oceans, lakes, rivers, and moist soil rises up into the atmosphere. So what is evaporation? All the water bodies that has water, oceans, lakes, rivers, all those water bodies, when the water in them gets heated up by the sun's energy, water changes into the gaseous form. Which is the gaseous form? Water vapor. This process of water changing into water vapor because of the sun's heat is called evaporation. Did you understand? The process of water changing into water vapor because of sun's energy. That is called evaporation. Once it turns into water vapor, it starts moving up in the air. It goes high up in the air. Now let's see what happens next in the water cycle. Okay, before that, we also learned that in plants, where do they make the food? They make the food in the leaves. And the leaves have called tiny pores openings called stomata. We learned it, right? Now, leaves also have a lot of water in them. Just like oceans, lakes, rivers have water, the leaves also store water. Now, it is very obvious that when the sun's heat hit the leaves, the little water content in the leaves also turn into water vapor and they start going up. This process is called transpiration. When evaporation happens through leaves of a plant, it is called transpiration. The process of evaporation from plants is called transpiration. So the second new word is, first word was evaporation, second word was transpiration. In other words, it's like plants are sweating or perhaps exhaling. When we humans also sweat, right? When we exhale, we sweat. So that is the process of transpiration.